Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you and welcome back to the channel where today you join me for an update with my sister's Mercedes C200 Cabriolet. It's a slightly smarter car than my Focus RS beside it, but you might remember a little over a year ago, we went down to Mercedes-Benz Brentford, the same dealership where I then collected my AMG GT R for the delivery day and handover of this car. So back on the channel for an update today, we have my sister Jenny.
Hello there, hi everyone.
So let's check it out and give a bit of an update and talk about how things are going. I think it's fair to say that the last 12 months have completely whizzed by. But tell us, Jen, what have you done with this car so far?
Lots of adventures, lots of journeys. It's done about 6,500 miles, which I think is pretty good considering I live in the centre of a big city. I've been down to south of France, I've been to Bristol a few times, down to Exeter, and looking forward to more in the future.
So I think it's fair to say basically daily driver around a very busy job.
Yes, exactly.
Which doesn't give you too much time to drive, but you've taken it on a road trip.
Yeah.
That was when it was still pretty brand new, I think.
I think I'd had it 3 weeks and decided I needed to go to another country, so yeah.
That's exactly how it should be with a new car, and it was quite an upgrade. The previous car, by the way, guys, Jenny drove for about 7 years a Ford Fiesta.
I did love my Fiesta, but it was about time that I did a little bit of an upgrade. And I have to say, not looking back, I love this car and I still love it a year on.
Well, there's a nice reward for yourself. So let's take a look then. Talk us through it a little bit. Tell us about the car.
Well, it's still looking in pretty good condition, I think. I haven't hit anything yet and no one's hit me, so that's a good sign.
Perfect.
One of the things that I loved most about it was the tech. So I've got reversing camera, I've got self parking.
Do you use that?
To show off to my friends, yes. Not really myself.
Because I remember when we collected the car, the salesman GT from Mercedes-Benz gave you a demonstration, showed you how it worked.
Yeah.
And it's in Cavansite Blue, I think.
Yeah.
Which looks very smart with the various silver trim elements you have around it. You driving it a lot with the roof down?
I always drive it with the roof down. It's got the air scarf, so I don't get cold, but I do feel bad if I have passengers in the back seat. They don't like it as much as me. But yeah, I absolutely wanted a car where I could take the roof off, and I try and do that. And in London, it's nice because if I'm driving around the city, you have the sounds and the kind of noise of being in a big city. I like having the roof down.
Oh, it's a bit of open air experience, right? Perfect car to do it in. I'm just going to say, by the way, it needs a little bit of a clean.
No, I know.
Problem with having a busy schedule, right? So, to walk around a little bit more, C200, does it have enough go? Does it give you enough?
Yeah, I think it was one of the decisions to make when I chose the car was kind of engine versus some of the other additional bits. And what's really nice about it is when I'm driving those longer journeys, it's very smooth, it's very quiet. I probably could have got a bit of a fiercer engine, but it probably wouldn't have been quite such a smooth ride for those motorway journeys.
Yep. So, I mean, that's where you're mostly driving it, as you've just said, to take it to go out of London, to visit friends.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really, really good for that. I've got a good sound system, so that's always
vital.
Helpful. I think that's quite important in today's day and age.
Especially with the car that you are using for everything. I mean, like we said, you're going to keep this car for a long time. It's going to do a lot of things. Not like me, where I buy a car and do lots of silly things to it and then potentially change it in the much nearer future than many would. But shall we jump in and go for a little drive?
Let's do it.
You're driving?
Yeah, obviously.
Let's do it. Let's see what this is like then. Have I been in it? Yes, I did go in it when it was brand new. But it's been a while, so let's check it out. Naturally, first bit of drive with the roof down. So this is, of course, given that it's only your second ever car, it is your first convertible.
It's my first convertible, and I definitely put the roof down even when it's freezing cold because I just love it so much.
The only problem is that your hair blows absolutely everywhere.
This is pretty much what happens every time.
Annoying problem that one doesn't have with much shorter hair. However, when you were buying this car, I remember we talked about a few different competitors. Do you remember what you were choosing between?
So I was looking at the BMW 2 Series and the Audi A3.
Yep. Both very good cars.
Really nice, and I test drove both of them. And I really found that while the cars, kind of the engines felt a bit more like kind of energetic and beefy, they weren't as smooth, they weren't as comfortable, and they didn't have the same technology.
Yes, and that's a relevant thing, because the inside of this car has a lot of technology for the category of car. You know, it's the entry-level convertible, is it? I think we can say that from the Mercedes cars. But this is particularly premium in terms of its specification. I noticed that you got your heated seat turned on right now.
Yeah, well, you know.
Which I should probably do as well. You have the button next to that for the air scarf.
Yeah, that's
You've also, I mean, your previous car did not have a display or infotainment system or anything like this whatsoever in the car.
No, nothing at all. And I had a very kind of basic sound system. I had...
You did not have the Burmester system, which is fantastic.
It's really good, and I think the real test of it is when the roof is off, and then you play a song with like a lot of bass or something, and it works really well.
Yeah, it sounds very good. Do you ever toggle the dynamic switch and put it into a more dynamic mode? Not normally, normally in comfort.
Yeah, normally in comfort. I have been known on a nice countryside lane to have a go and put it in Sport Plus.
Like this. This is
actually,
where we
that's a really good point.
It.
Let's put it in Sport Plus now.
So that is eco mode. That was completely gone wrong.
That's the opposite of what we want. Yeah.
Ah, so your toggle goes the other way to mine.
Oh, really?
There we go, Sport Plus. It dropped down some gears. So also you had a manual before, this was your first automatic.
I love it. I love it. I went on holiday recently and I had to drive a manual car and I was absolutely terrified. But no, it was fine, But I forget how much of a luxury it is having an automatic and being very smooth.
And I put this screen on, by the way, because I particularly like it. The, what do they call it? Driving information, dynamic information, where you can see your throttle pedal, your brake, your G-forces. There we go. Get that G-force to the right. 85% acceleration there. On it. But I mean,
my Fiesta couldn't do that.
No, national speed limit, countryside road. But I mean, the fit and finish, like all the trim, is just really quite nice. And general, it's held up really quite well. I mean, it looks brand new, to be honest. I think if you didn't know, you would...
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I put a lot of effort and attention into making sure I keep it kind of clean and tidy. I like to keep it in good condition so it lasts as long as possible. So yeah, hopefully. But it does need a bit of a car wash.
Yeah, it's a very nice place to be honest. It's been a while since I've been in a kind of 4-seat convertible. Yes, you do get a bit blustery versus like a 2-seater where you're sat kind of low down, but generally speaking, very nice, relaxed drive. You get a good rasp out of this car when you accelerate a bit more in it.
It's quite fun.
I mean, this is basically the perfect road. I love coming over here to film, just to enjoy the very traditional English countryside. Miss a lot of this when I'm filming out and about around Europe. And then I can be annoying and put it back into comfort, which I have to remember to do downwards, and we go back into leisurely mode. Now, if I'm right, you can do the roof while you're driving, can't you? You
can, but not while I'm going at this speed.
You have to go down to about 30 miles an hour. You've got a button for the rear wind deflector, which is literally that piece back there, which then goes down. You've also got a button for the doors.
I was going to say, just the deflector, it's friendly when you have people in the back, but I don't think it looks so good, so I tried to putting it up.
From the outside it looks a bit funny. So how quickly are we going at the moment?
Yeah, I can slow down.
We slow down to 30 miles an hour, then you press it down to close it.
Yeah.
There we go, drops the windows, the fabric soft top will fold over us. Have you ever done this while driving before? Yeah,
I do it quite a lot if it starts raining.
Yes, true.
I feel a drop of water and then I
can bail out very quickly.
Try and pray it doesn't happen while I'm on a motorway. But yeah.
Folds down the back, and we get a chime, and we're done. So now you can go back to driving, and it's slightly less blustery. And even in comfort mode, it's got some go. It sounds good. Oh, this is a strange one for me, being driven by you in your lovely car.
I hope you feel very safe and well looked after.
I absolutely do. It's been in quite a long time. In fact, other than in central London on the day you got this car, have you ever driven me in it?
I actually don't think I have.
No, I think this is probably a first, which is unusual. But then normally wherever I go anywhere, I'm the one driving.
But it's a good point actually. When will I drive you in one of your cars?
Yeah, interesting.
That might make a good video, actually.
Who would like to see Jenny driving me in one of my cars? Which would it be?
Actually, I was going to say, which car would it be? Because that's the big question.
McLaren, Aston, Mercedes, or the soon-to-arrive Ford.
Well, it's not the Ford. Obviously not the Ford.
Terrified right there.
It would be interesting to drive the Mercedes. Obviously, the tech and the dashboard and all of that would be very similar.
You would find a lot of similarities. For example, the controls, you wouldn't be alien. The wipers, the lights, some of the steering wheel controls. The dashboard is actually the same, because I've got a floating tablet like this display as well, and also that same kind of central digital screen. In the current generation AMG GT R, it's exactly the same as the C-Class. And even this is, to be honest, quite similar. I think this might actually be identical for the climate control.
Is yours a piano black as well?
No, mine is satin carbon fibre.
Right, okay.
Yes, I think it's piano black as standard in the GTR, but carbon fibre is the optional upgrade. So, what else is there to play around with in here?
I guess the big thing is the tech, but that's not really where we're going along a main road. But you know how
you have cruise control, right?
I have cruise control, so that's here. So
is it adaptive cruise control?
don't.
No, it's just normal cruise control, not the adaptive. Okay, no worries. Radar sensor stuff. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and it's really easy and smooth to use. Funny enough, it can't do it under 20 miles an hour, and I live in a 20-mile-an-hour zone.
So you cannot use cruise control.
So I actually don't use it around home very much.
No, only when you go out and head to the south of France or out of the city somewhere. And we are back. Oh, you have 360 cameras.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. So you get this amazing view, and it means if I ever hit anything when I'm parking, I will have to be extra ashamed. But this beautiful view, this is obviously in front, and then you get this kind of bird's eye view.
Yeah, which makes it easier. And you know what? The funny thing is this car is about the same price as the Focus, to be honest, but has so much more technology and is so much nicer inside. It's obviously not as fast as that, quite a significant difference in terms of the power and performance of the thing, but in here, this is really cool.
And actually that was a really big thing for me. I mentioned about the tech before. So I work in a tech startup, and I love the gadgets, and they just make it feel a bit more special, a bit more interesting. Yeah, and like I say, it makes it so much easier to park, and especially if you're trying to get into a small space in London. And it's amazing. At
the end of the day, 6,500 is good mileage for a busy job, but not an awful lot.
No, let's see what I do next year.
Some more road trips, definitely.
So one of the only things that I have found slightly irritating on occasion is that you can't open the boot except by the key or by the driver's seat door.
There's no button anywhere to do it.
There's no button here, and I think that's because this is where the camera pops out of.
Yeah, which is quite clever on its own. So that flips out and the camera points down, so you get the rear visibility.
Yeah, but it means that if I'm walking to the car with lots of things, I have to kind of get my key out at the same time. But that's okay.
It could be worse. And then if you've got the roof up, you have more space than if it's folded down.
Yeah.
Magic. Well, thanks very much, Jen, for taking us for a little drive and the update on the car. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing it back on the channel a year later.
Yeah.
Maybe we see it again another year later. Maybe you get my addiction in buying loads of cars.
Yeah, maybe. I think the next thing though has got to be me driving one of yours. That's gonna have to be a video sometime soon.
Watch this space, guys. Watch this space. Well, thank you very much. We will catch up later on. For now though, guys, I'm going to say farewell. Thank you as always for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And of course, there is plenty more very exciting stuff on the horizon that I cannot wait to share with you. That's it though. I will see you again very soon. Cheers.